Hello, my lovely book lovers. Welcome back to Procrastinate with Books. I hope you guys are in a magical and mystical mood right now because that's the adventure that awaits us in this video. Whether you are a seasoned professional witch or you are a newbie poking your nose around into the mystical lands and trying to understand how the spells and sorcery really work, you are all at the right place. Today, we are going to start a new journey that's enchanting and bewitching on the books released in 2023, aka the best witchy books of 2023. Now please note that the books that I'm going to share in this video are solely based on my personal reading experience and these are my opinions. You are free to have your own and they can differ, which is absolutely fine. The books that I'm about to share with you guys today are sure to cast a spell upon you and keep you craving for more. So why wait? Light up your candles, brew that hot cup of herbal tea and let's get started. The first book on our list is The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Merriam, and this one is based on the same world build-up of Serpent and Dove series, though I did have to call it out that this one I did find a little more intriguing than the Serpent and Dove series. The first book in that series is really good, however, it gets a little drowned down the tunnel, I would say, but this one is really good. Focused on a different side character, Cecily, who is now living her life and trying not to be a side wheel and make her own decisions and choices in her career. She is now facing a lot of challenges. Talking about the tropes, the book has vampires, witchcrafts, moon stories, and whatnot, and you would definitely be craving for the forbidden love, proximity, close proximity, and that is induced with a enemies to lovers sort of imaginary that has been cultivated in the book, which I really find wow. Plus the ending, I would like to call out that this one ends on a cliffhanger and the next book is not out yet, so be prepared to shed some tears towards the end. Next up, I have The Witches of Wardo, which is based on the actual incidents that claim to have started the whole witch hunting processes and where the witches were initially discovered. It is based on the same island from where the stories actually originated, Wardo, and it has some imaginary aspects that are delved into it. However, the story is highly inspired from the real incidents that actually happened in 16th or 17th century. Story is following our main protagonist who is going after her mother, who was supposedly to be a witch and was captured by the king of Denmark and thrown into the dungeons, and now she's just following her mother to find an escape route to her, but things don't always end up the way you plan, and that's where different obstacles come in her path and her story entails from there. It has also detailed descriptions of what all actions can possibly lead you to be called up a witch. A simple task such as dancing would also be called as a bewitching act in those days. This one is recommended for people who actually enjoy hints of historical fiction and feminism aspects into their witchy reads and would mostly enjoy the best out of it. Coming up next is my one of the favorite reads of this month. Easy Hoffman is Not a Witch. This one is a middle grade book series, so if you have any child screaming down your throats to get them a witchy book, I think this one would be really good. Considering that it's really short and a lot of events actually happened in that brief period of time, this one was a perfect escape for a short day readathon too. The storyline here is focused around a 12-year-old girl who is not really a witch, but then she's having certain dreams which are basically nightmares of her great 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 grandmother who was supposed to be a witch back in the day when the town was founded, and now she's having these nightmares and she thinks that her grandmother is out there to haunt her, and that's why she visits a psychic, and she instead gets to know that it's not her grandmother that's haunting her but an evil witch hunter is out there on the streets to get something that they did not have the last time, and that's why they is here. Now Izzy has to basically figure out what her grandmother needs assistance with, how to safeguard her family legacy, and how she will defeat this evil witch hunter. Overall atmospheric build-up of a small town near the beach, witch hunting, and all those things in a fast-paced model is something that you do enjoy. I think this would be the book for you. The Only Purple House in Town is one for my romantasy lovers, people who actually love cozy vibes and are looking for something in a fond family situation would be actually admiring this one for sure. The story here is about a misfit witch who basically doesn't know how to do any kind of stuff, and this whole world build up includes all kind of supernatural creatures in the very cutest format, and it's really interesting to read. And then at a later stage it is revealed the true personality of the main protagonist, and that's why things were happening because of certain reason, and it will all conclude in a really great format. So if you're looking out for a cozy romantic fantastical vibe with witches in it, I think this one would be a good go. Another great book that has been screaming on Bookstagram, Book Talk, and even Booktube for that matter, The Encyclopedia of Fairies. Now, this one is not exactly a total witchy vibe, but it has a lot of magical elements into it, focused around a professor who's doing a research on fairies and doing all the meticulous work to document down everything that she wants to know and wants the world to know about fairies is all documented in this book. And the story in here is basically about getting this book done. And while she's working at that work, there is a rival professor who is trying to intermingle in her work and get her backtracked from the research that she's trying to do in this new town. And now she's just on the brink of making a new discovery of getting to know about the things and creatures who people have not really heard much about. These are the invisible ones, and that's where the story will take you. So if you do enjoy dark academia, or in moral sense magical academia stories with fairy elements to it and a lot of research based propaganda, I think this would be the one for you. Another book that I've been seeing all over the Ingram post forever right now, since March 2023 at least, is The Wayward by Amelia Hart, and this one is still on my TBR. Officially, I have not read it yet. I did get to see the blurb when it came around as an ARC around March, I think, but it has been released now and is available to everybody for reading. But sadly, I have not been able to get my hands on it yet at my local bookstore. So, keeping my fingers crossed that I hope to get across this book in October. The blurb did seem really interesting to me, considering that it has a different timelines of three different generations of women who are amazing at their work that they do, and the life of these three women actually intertwine at different stages throughout the story, their extraordinary workmanship, and the story is actually filled with secrets. It has witch hunts and different turmoils of World War II too, which I think translates perfectly into a Spooktober read, and that's why I was really excited to read this particular witchy book this season. Now, as our journey through the magical realms of witchcraft comes to a close, I really hope that you guys had an inspiring and delightful session, and that you did discover something that you would probably like to read this spooky season. Also, do remember that a good book is not just where the words are great, but where the worlds are entirely magical that help you transport into a different world altogether. Whether you're diving deeper into ancient rituals, herbal magics, or tales of witches and witchcraft, I hope these stories get to weave a beautiful magic in your personal tale too. May your cauldron bubble with creativity, and may your broomstick take you to new adventures, and may your heart be forever enchanted by the secrets of supernatural creatures. I'll catch up with you in my next video. Until then, keep your coffee strong and your TBRs long, and have a happy Spooktober and a spooky read time. Bye bye!